Picture this: a silent invasion spreading across continents, forests torn apart, farmlands destroyed, and local ecosystems collapsing faster than anyone can react. Not a natural disaster, not humankind. It's rewriting the rules of survival. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But it's not. It's happening right now, in our own backyards. And here's the crazy part. This unstoppable force of destruction is also fueling a multi-billion-dollar global industry. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see will completely change the way you think about pests. Welcome to Agrivision Hub. From the ships that crossed the ocean, from the bold footsteps of early explorers, came an uninvited creature that quietly began to reshape the natural landscapes of the Americas: the wild pig. It was not a native species, but the result of a historical tragedy, an unplanned immigration that no one wanted yet could not undo. In the mid-16th century, Spanish explorers brought domestic pigs from Europe as a portable source of food. During Hernando de Soto's expedition in 1539, he carried more than 300 pigs. Those that escaped into the wild became the ancestors of the first feral hogs in the southeastern United States. Once freed from their pens, the pigs vanished into vegetation, swamps, mangroves, and floodplains, finding in this new world a perfect home to spread and thrive. Over time, European landowners seeking to enhance the thrill of the hunt introduced pure Eurasian wild boars into private game reserves in the early 20th century, hoping to make the sport feel more wild. When enclosures broke or fences decayed, the boars escaped and interbred with the existing feral populations, creating a new hybrid strain, stronger, more adaptable, and genetically resilient. Released into nature, the feral pigs continued to evolve, surviving and reproducing like skilled warriors. Their biological potential was so extraordinary that scientists coined a term for it: invasive potential. They are what ecologists call habitat generalists, creatures that can adapt to almost any environment, from swamps and forests to grasslands and the edges of farmland, as long as there is food and water. Their reproductive power is a biological weapon in itself. Feral pigs can breed year-round, producing 1 or 2 litters a year, with each litter ranging from 4 to 12 piglets, typically 5 or 6 on average. In Texas, reports have shown that a single sow can give birth to 2 litters of 4 to 8 piglets within just 12 to 15 months, creating immense population pressure. With such figures, if mortality is not controlled, or if a significant portion is not culled each year, the feral pig population grows exponentially. A harsh biological law that, if ignored, leads to uncontrollable outbreaks. Wildlife management experts estimate that at least 70% of the population must be removed annually to prevent growth. If not, they will continue to multiply at a terrifying pace. Even if only 30% of them remain, that fraction can repopulate to 100% of the original number in the next reproductive cycle. Yet numbers alone cannot capture their danger. Picture this. In the darkness of night, a herd of feral pigs, known as a sounder, moves silently across the landscape. They root and dig through the earth, tearing away vegetation, overturning moist soil, snapping roots, collapsing the ground, and accelerating erosion. They invade farmlands, destroying entire fields of corn, melons, and potatoes, even small gardens, within a single quiet night, like an invisible army moving through the dark. Statistics show that over the past 20 years, the distribution of feral pigs has expanded to at least 35 U.S. states. Human translocation, illegal releases, and escapes from damaged enclosures have all contributed to this relentless spread, silent but fierce. The danger intensifies when new populations form in remote areas, interbreeding with individuals already adapted to their surroundings. The result is new hybrid strains, more resistant, more intelligent, and more difficult to eradicate. Today, most feral pig populations are hybrids of once domesticated pigs and pure Eurasian wild boars. You can even see this genetic transformation in the meat of feral pigs today. Their muscles are more compact and defined, their fat layers thinner yet tougher, and their tusks and hooves stronger, all evolved tools for digging, self-defense, and survival. By blending the wild instincts of the boar with the high reproductive ability of the domestic pig, they have become a kind of super breed, more aggressive, more agile, and almost impossible to control. Now imagine this. A species that began in the untamed wilderness across the ocean has become a powerful environmental force, spreading across farmlands, invading forests, competing with native animals, and destroying ecosystems. Humanity now faces a question of survival. Will we forever chase and control them? Or can we somehow turn this destructive force into a resource? But as their numbers continue to rise, far beyond the limits of human control, the problem is no longer just about fields being torn apart or crops being destroyed. This population explosion carries with it a far more silent, far more dangerous threat. The spread of diseases and ecological disturbances that humans cannot immediately see, yet can feel through every gust of wind, every fragment of soil, and in every trembling herd of livestock standing helpless before the invisible storm known as the wild boar. When a herd of wild boars enters new territory, they compete directly for food with deer, wild turkeys, and North American raccoons. Every step they take, every patch of soil they dig up, robs dozens of native species of their chance to survive. Sea turtle nests, bird nests, even the fragile forest floor, all can be torn apart in a single night. Ecologists call them ecosystem engineers, but in their case, they reshape the land through destruction rather than creation. According to research published in the Journal of Wildlife Management, wild boars can alter soil structure, reduce water retention, and cause severe erosion. They carry pathogens, leaving behind a trail of death across both the natural world and American agriculture. Worse still, wild boars are biological time bombs, as biologist Dr. John Mayer describes them. They harbor more than 30 species of parasites and infectious agents, including foot and mouth disease, brucellosis, and most alarmingly, African swine fever, a virus the World Organization for Animal Health calls one of the most serious threats to global pig production. If even a single outbreak were to reach the U.S. livestock system, the result could be a global economic catastrophe. Experts estimate the damage could reach tens of billions of dollars. It would not only threaten domestic pig populations, but also endanger humans through cross-species transmission. In the natural world, every creature has its place. But when a species crosses the boundaries of its own ecosystem, like the wild boar, it ceases to be a part of nature and becomes instead a test of humanity's limits in controlling it. The diseases and ecological destruction left behind by wild boars are nothing short of a declaration of war against humankind. As nature grows wilder and more dangerous than ever, it is the farmers, the first to witness the damage, who have become the first to fight back. This is no longer a simple hunt. It is a technological war where American farmers combine ancient instincts of survival with the power of modern science to confront one of the most intelligent and cunning creatures on the planet. Wild boars are unlike any other prey. They are intelligent, remember human scent, learn to avoid traps, and move in tightly knit groups. One Texas farmer once said, "They're not just pigs, they're strategists." And so, humans have had to become even more strategic. Across the southern United States, the sound of tractors is no longer the only thing echoing through the fields. In the darkness of night, a network of smart traps is activated. Massive circular cages spanning 9 to 12 meters in diameter stand in the open fields, large enough to capture an entire herd of 15 to 30 boars in a single drop. These are not random contraptions. Agricultural engineers and wildlife control experts have studied herd behavior, movement patterns, and reactions to design a system where the gate closes only when every member of the herd is inside, guided by infrared cameras and motion sensors controlled remotely. Technology has changed the game entirely. With just a smartphone, farmers can monitor their traps from kilometers away and trigger the gate with a single tap. A researcher from Texas A&M University once remarked, "Smart traps are giving farmers a fighting chance. They can finally outthink the pigs." But technology is only part of the story. The success of this war also lies in the art of baiting. Farmers know that wild boars are drawn to the scent of fermentation, a strange blend of life and decay. So they create a special lure: corn soaked in spoiled milk, beer, fruit jam, and sometimes even molasses, a peculiar yet astonishingly effective recipe. The smell can travel for kilometers, enough to lure an entire herd into the circle of death. One of the most notable examples is Jack Harrison, a farmer in Texas. He once lost nearly 25% of his crops each year to wild boars. But since adopting smart trapping systems, that number has dropped to just 5%. The Texas Farm Bureau, he said, "We stopped fighting them with anger, now we fight them with strategy." And not only did he save his harvests, but Harrison also discovered a new source of income by selling captured boars to licensed collection stations, where the meat is processed and exported to Europe. Amid the harsh landscapes of the American South, where the line between human civilization and the wild grows ever thinner, this battle is about more than reclaiming farmland. It stands as a testament to human adaptability and ingenuity, that in a world ruled by chaos, only those who combine intelligence with resilience can truly survive. After long nights surrounded by the wilderness, where the sound of wind merges with the echo of steel traps slamming shut like the final bell of a hunt, the farmers finally reclaim their land. But for them, victory does not end with capturing the wild boar. Each animal trapped is not merely an invader to be eliminated, it is also a valuable resource. And their journey, from dusty fields to the cold steel lines of a processing plant, opens another chapter, a story about how humans transform chaos into profit. As the sun rises over the fields of Texas, specialized trucks stand ready. Once captured, the wild boars are transported to USDA-approved facilities, where processing follows strict, humane protocols. Animal control officers adhere to the principle of humane handling, a standard set by the U.S. Food Safety and Inspection Service to ensure that no animal suffers unnecessarily during the process. Here, each wild boar is sedated and examined for disease. Rigorous tests are conducted to detect dangerous infections such as brucellosis and pseudorabies, two of the major threats to livestock. Every sample is recorded, every step monitored by veterinary professionals. This meticulous care not only protects consumers, but also demonstrates that the wild boar meat industry in the United States can meet the standards of a sustainable enterprise. The processing itself is a craft of precision and skill. Unlike domestic pigs, wild boars possess leaner, denser muscle tissue, lower fat content, and varying body weights from one animal to another. Workers must therefore handle each carcass individually, ensuring that every cut preserves the firmness, sweetness, and natural aroma of the meat. A technician at a plant in Oklahoma once remarked, "Wild boar meat fights back. It's tough. It's alive even after death. Once separated, the meat is rapidly chilled in deep freeze chambers to halt enzymatic breakdown and preserve the integrity of muscle fibers. Each section, shoulder, loin, ribs, and fat, is labeled with a traceability code. Firm and slightly wild, has earned it the name the untamed flavor of America. That distinction has driven its market price 30 to 50% higher than conventional pork, spawning an entire product line: salami, smoked bacon, and canned goods destined for export to Europe. And in a striking paradox, the very creature once seen as a menace now generates hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue each year. In the world of American resilience, where every hardship can be recycled into opportunity, the wild boar stands as a living testament to humanity's uncanny ability to turn peril into profit. From the wild forests to the steel traps, from the processing plants to the dining table, this is the paradoxical journey of millions of wild boars each year. A creature that once brought devastation to farmlands has now become a source of clean, sustainable, and profitable protein. In human hands, an ecological disaster has been reborn into an industry worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet behind those impressive numbers lies a question that forces the world to pause and reflect. Should wild boars be preserved as part of untamed nature or domesticated as raw material for industrial agriculture? Who truly commands this battle? Humanity, with its technology and ambition, or nature itself, with its indomitable will to survive? The story you are about to witness is not merely about wild boars. It is about the fragile line between control and adaptation, between survival and exploitation. This is where we tell true stories of how humanity turns chaos into opportunity. Follow along, because this journey has only just begun. From the fiery dawn over the prairie, where herds of bison graze peacefully as symbols of rebirth, the story slows down. For to truly understand their miraculous return, we must look back to a blood-soaked past, a time when the blood of North America's mightiest beasts once stained the grasslands red. With their massive frames and rippling muscles, bison are the ultimate symbol of untamed power. A mature bull can weigh up to 900 kilograms, run at speeds of 56 kilometers per hour, and leap higher than 1.8 meters. In their prime, they roamed in enormous herds, vast brown waves that shook the earth beneath their feet. The largest specimen ever recorded reached 1,700 kilograms, a true testament to the might of nature. For the native peoples of America, the bison was more than a source of sustenance. It was the very spirit of the land. Its meat fed entire tribes through harsh winters. Its hide became clothing and shelter. Its bones were shaped into tools, and its horns used in sacred rituals. Every hunt was an act of gratitude to Mother Nature, where nothing was wasted, not a single part left behind. But then, as European settlers pushed westward, the idea of respecting nature was replaced by the urge to conquer it. They did not hunt to survive. They hunted to dominate. From passing trains, people opened fire on herds of bison for sport. One hunter boasted, "It was like shooting into a barn wall. You couldn't miss."
Oh.
Behind those gunshots was more than mere sport. It was a silent act of genocide, a strategy to break the spirit of the native tribes who depended on the bison for survival. When the bison disappeared, their culture, faith, and identity faded with them. By the end of the 19th century, from tens of millions, only a few hundred bison remained. A tragic full stop to an entire era. Yet from those ashes, the miraculous story of the bison's rebirth was about to begin. When the last bison fell on the Dakota plains, it seemed as though the very breath of nature had gone still. The land fell silent. Hungry wolves drifted away, and the native people quietly buried the spirits of their ancestors in grief. History closed its chapter in despair. Yet, like a faint heartbeat within the earth itself, life refused to stop. From the ashes of extinction, a miracle was beginning to stir. In the early 20th century, when only a few hundred bison remained scattered across North America, a handful of determined individuals rose to defy the tide of history. Among them stood William Hornaday, a pioneering conservationist and founder of the American Bison Society. He wrote in his journal, "If the bison is to disappear, it shall not be without a fight." And indeed, the bison would not vanish in silence. Together with the native people, those who understood that the bison was not merely an animal, but the very soul of the earth, they began a journey to resurrect a species once driven to the brink by humankind itself. From a handful of survivors in parks and private ranches, breeding programs were set in motion. Yellowstone National Park, home to one of the last wild herds, became the cradle of this revival. Here, conservationists devoted every effort to protect, breed, and reintroduce the bison back into the wild. Not long after, the movement spread. A network of sanctuaries emerged, from Wind Cave National Park to Elk Island in Canada, and lands once silent and empty once again echoed with the deep resonant calls of roaming bison. American writer Wallace Stegner once said, "The bison is the beginning of our story, and perhaps its redemption." Indeed, the effort to save the bison became humanity's way of seeking forgiveness from nature itself. Each newborn calf was more than just another life. It was a symbol of hope. Every step it took upon the grasslands marked the heartbeat of an ecosystem coming back to life. For wherever the bison returned, the soil was tilled, the grass grew greener, the waters ran clearer, and other creatures, birds and mammals alike, followed. Scientists call the bison a keystone species, for it holds together the balance of nature in a way no other animal can. By the mid-20th century, the bison population had risen from just a few hundred to tens of thousands. And today, that number has surpassed 500,000 worldwide, with around 400,000 living in semi-wild conditions across North America. What once seemed impossible has become a triumph, a source of pride for all humankind. What's remarkable is that humans did not save the bison merely to showcase them in textbooks. They learned how to live alongside them sustainably.
Hello, wild thing.
Across North America, pioneering ranches emerged where farmers no longer raised bison in the traditional sense, but rather coexisted with them. These herds still roam freely, graze, and breed naturally. The only difference is that now they do so within protected landscapes, where humans observe without imposing force. These farmers understand that bison are not livestock. They remain wild creatures. And so they've learned to honor that instinct. No cramped pens, no growth hormones, no forced antibiotics. They call it wild ranching, a form of agriculture in harmony with nature, where the bison stands as both a cultural symbol and a source of sustainable livelihood. Today, bison meat appears in supermarkets and high-end restaurants as the clean protein of the 21st century. But behind every cut lies a deeply human story, one about balance. The goal of commercializing bison is not to make them victims once again, but to ensure they will never vanish. For only when the bison holds value within the economy will humanity have reason to safeguard them for generations to come. And as history comes full circle, the native tribes, those who once wept for the bison, have now become the leaders in raising, protecting, and retelling its story to the world. For them, every bison carries the spirit of their ancestors, a living reminder that even when trampled, nature always finds a way to rise again. As the sun sets over the grasslands of Yellowstone, herds of bison wander slowly through the golden light. Their breath mingles with the wind, their calm eyes reflecting a peace that seems untouched by the massacres of the past. In that moment, humanity realizes saving the bison is, in truth, saving the best part of ourselves. From the brink of extinction to the status of a national symbol, the journey of the bison stands as proof of an unchanging truth. Nature can be wounded, but it never surrenders. And in every heavy step of the herd across the twilight plains, we can hear a quiet yet powerful reminder. We are all part of the same earth, and what we destroy within ourselves. As the bison return to the plains, they bring with them not only the breath of the wild, but the spark of an entirely new philosophy of agriculture. One where humans learn to farm without domination, to cultivate without possession. The revival of the bison is more than a story of conservation. It marks the beginning of a new chapter, a vision of semi-wild agriculture, where humanity is no longer the master of nature, but the guardian of its rhythm. Across the endless fields of Montana and South Dakota, bison roam freely beneath the open sky. No fences, no pens, no deafening machines. They move in herds, churning the soil with their hooves, pressing grass seeds deep into the moist earth, regenerating the green for the next generation. Every step of a bison is an act of natural agriculture. No plows, no fertilizers, just the quiet rhythm of life restoring itself. Each adult bison consumes about 25 kilograms of grass a day. Not industrial feed, but native vegetation. A blend of wheatgrass, switchgrass, and blue stem. This primal diet builds their powerful muscles and produces lean, pure red meat, rich with the flavor of the land itself, unlike any ordinary beef. People call it the taste of the plains, the taste of the grasslands, of the wind of freedom. What makes this model truly remarkable is the harmony between nature and technology. In the skies above, drones quietly follow the herds, collecting data on their health, movement, and population density. On the ground, small GPS collars monitor each animal's heartbeat and activity. All of it is done without intrusion, without stress, without disturbing the natural order of the herd. Even when it comes time for harvest, farmers follow a technique known as low-stress handling, a gentle, respectful approach that honors the animal's wild instincts. No shouting, no whips, no force. The bison are guided through calm sounds and subtle human movements, minimizing fear and distress. And that is the very soul of semi-wild agriculture, raising animals without stripping away their wild spirit. Humanity no longer tries to turn bison into livestock, but instead learns to adapt to their rhythm of life. In this place, the boundary between wilderness and agriculture fades, leaving only a symbiotic relationship between soil, grass, and living beings. As the sun sets, the herd moves slowly across the fields, a haze of dust rising beneath the last golden light. From above, drones capture the scene, Not merely an image of livestock farming, but a portrait of harmony. A kind of agriculture that nourishes not only humankind, but the earth itself. As the sun sinks behind the grasslands, the bison return through the crimson glow of dusk, calm, powerful, and untamed. Yet for those that have reached full maturity, this is also the beginning of their final journey. From the open freedom of the prairie, they are brought to a place where technology, ethics, and reverence for life meet. The modern bison processing facility. This is not merely the end of a life cycle, but a place where humans have learned to harvest without cruelty, to take life while still honoring the natural world. Inside USDA-certified facilities, the atmosphere is nothing like the noisy, chaotic image often associated with the meat industry. Instead, there is calm and order. Every movement is carefully designed to minimize stress for the animals. The bison are guided through curved walkways. The curved walkway keeps the bison from seeing what lies ahead, where others have passed, preventing panic and the instinct to flee. When they reach the processing area, stunning is carried out swiftly, precisely, almost instantaneously. No cries, no struggle. Every action unfolds in solemn silence, more like a ritual than an industrial procedure. Immediately afterward, the meat is rapidly chilled to preserve its natural flavor and texture. Because of the bison's sheer size, sometimes weighing up to 900 kilograms, the butchering process cannot be fully automated. It relies instead on the skilled hands of experienced craftsmen who carve each cut with precision and deep understanding of the animal's anatomy, as if touching a living heritage of nature itself. Each cut of meat is carefully sorted, vacuum sealed, and labeled with a QR code for full traceability, ensuring complete transparency from pasture to plate. As for the byproducts, hide, bones, organs, and horns, nothing goes to waste. The hides are crafted into fine leather goods, the bones simmered into rich, nutritious broths, and the horns turned into decorative pieces. All of it reflects the zero-waste philosophy at the heart of modern bison ranching. Here, processing is no longer an act of separation from nature, but a part of a closed ecological cycle, where the death of one being not only sustains humanity, but also symbolizes the deep connection between humankind and Mother Earth. In every slice of that vibrant red meat, one can see more than a source of clean protein. It is a story of compassion, wisdom, and gratitude. From above, drones capture the scene, not merely an image of livestock farming, but a portrait of harmony, a kind of agriculture that nourishes not only humankind, but the earth itself. From the wind-swept plains where bison roam freely to the modern humane facilities where they are processed, the journey does not end there. The next chapter unfolds at the table, where humans savor the essence of an entire sustainable ecosystem, bison meat, often hailed as the superfood of the 21st century. Not only is bison meat 3 times more expensive than regular beef, but it also carries within it the purity of the wild. With 3 times less fat, yet rich in omega-3, iron, zinc, and vitamin B12, it has become a symbol of clean and sustainable protein. Its flavor is bold, subtly sweet, with a hint of prairie smokiness, what Americans affectionately call the taste of the wild plains. Today, bison is more than just food. It is a statement of a new way of living, to eat clean, honor nature, and reconnect with the wild roots of the earth. Bison has now become a dual symbol of nature and of human enterprise. Every year, more than 10,000 bison are auctioned, generating hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, all under the guiding philosophy of zero waste. Nothing goes to waste. Yet beneath the brilliance of this revival lies a quiet paradox. Is the commercialization of a species once driven to near extinction truly humanity's triumph, or merely another way of claiming ownership over nature? The story closes here, but its echo still lingers across the endless prairies, where the line between preservation and possession fades into the wind. In the natural world, no animal possesses a power quite like the deer, the only creature on Earth capable of completely regenerating an entire set of antlers every year. Within just a few months, from rough bone stubs emerge tender, velvet-covered branches that stretch, divide, and harden into symbols of strength and eternal vitality. What seems like a simple process has left scientists in awe. How can a body rebuild bone, blood vessels, and complex nerve tissue, all without leaving a single scar? This biological miracle has inspired groundbreaking research in regenerative medicine and, at the same time, given rise to a billion-dollar industry filled with promise. From the first discoveries in the laboratory, humans quickly recognized the immense value of young antlers, also known as deer velvet. When still soft, this velvety layer contains hundreds of nutrients, hormones, and growth factors capable of stimulating cell regeneration, improving bone and joint health, and enhancing vitality and immunity. In traditional Eastern medicine, it is regarded as white gold, a symbol of health, youth, and longevity. For this reason, from the United States to South Korea, from New Zealand to China, deer velvet has become a luxury commodity, sought after as one of the most precious biological resources on Earth. And to meet that growing demand, a vast network of modern deer farms has emerged, where nature and industry blend into one, creating a picture that is both beautiful and deeply controversial in this new age of biological regeneration. Beneath the soft velvet that covers a deer's antlers lies a biological treasure that humanity has pursued for centuries. In its early stage, when the antlers are still warm, soft, and filled with blood vessels, they contain collagen, calcium, phosphorus, and more than 30 types of amino acids and natural growth hormones. These precious compounds are believed to promote cell regeneration, tissue repair, immune enhancement, and slow down the aging process. In Eastern medicine, deer velvet is not merely a medicinal ingredient, but a symbol of vitality, renewal, and the harmonious balance of yin and yang. Today, those traditional claims have been reinforced by modern science. Studies show that deer velvet extracts may help treat arthritis, increase bone density, and improve blood circulation. As a result, from South Korea to Japan, from China to the United States, deer velvet has become the white gold of the pharmaceutical and nutraceutical industries, a luxury commodity meticulously packaged into capsules, tonics, and anti-aging serums worth hundreds of dollars. Each year, this industry generates billions in revenue, transforming once humble deer farms into sustainable sources of profit for the growing field of bioagriculture. However, obtaining this so-called white gold requires a precise and highly regulated process where every detail, from nutrition and environment to the health of the herd, is carefully monitored and controlled. This is why the industry has evolved toward modern deer farms, where technology and nature coexist in harmony, opening a new chapter in the story of a creature gifted with the miracle of regeneration. Amid the vast green plains of America, where morning dew still clings to the tender grass, stand modern deer farms, symbols of harmony between pure nature and precise industry. Each farm spans from 5 to 10 hectares, designed much like a miniature wildlife reserve. No smoke, no roaring machines, only the whisper of wind through wooden fences and herds of deer grazing peacefully under the early sun. Here, every deer is monitored as a valuable living asset. From food sources and nutritional plans to daily habits, everything is managed through sensor technology and biological data systems. The deer are raised in semi-wild environments, feeding on fresh grass, grains, and natural minerals to ensure a clean, nutrient-rich source of velvet. Each farm is staffed with veterinarians who conduct regular health checks, monitor growth hormones, and examine antler development using ultrasound equipment. Every mature male is carefully selected. Only the strongest individuals with well-balanced, perfectly shaped antlers are kept for breeding. This not only preserves superior genetics, but also allows the deer farming industry to achieve maximum economic efficiency while maintaining humane standards. What makes these farms remarkable is that despite operating under an industrial model, they still carry the spirit of nature. Humans do not try to force or control, but instead learn to move in harmony with the biological rhythm of the deer, respecting their antler-shedding seasons, growth cycles, and even emotional states. This philosophy of living alongside nature has transformed what might seem like sterile farms into symbols of regenerative agriculture, creating economic value while preserving ecological balance. Yet within the life cycle of the herd, there is one special moment known as the farmer's golden season, a time when technology, experience, and an understanding of nature come together. It is the moment when the young antlers reach their peak condition, soft, warm, and rich with precious nutrients. the harvest cannot be done carelessly. It demands precision, compassion, and professionalism in every step. Even the smallest mistake could affect the animal's health and the value of the entire season's yield. And it is here that the story turns to a new chapter, one that reveals the delicacy of every motion, the respect in every breath of the animal. In the world of deer farming, there is a time held in the highest regard, the golden moment. It is when the young antlers reach their peak, about 50 to 70 days after they begin to grow. At this stage, the antlers are still soft, warm, and filled with blood vessels, the point at which nutrients, collagen, and growth hormones reach their highest concentration. This is the defining moment of the entire season, when humans and nature meet in a ritual that is both scientific and deeply compassionate. The harvesting process takes place with absolute precision. The deer are lightly sedated and blindfolded to prevent panic, as their calmness reflects not only ethical responsibility, but also directly affects the quality of the velvet. Skilled technicians use sterilized equipment to remove the antlers, treating the wound immediately with antiseptic solutions to ensure the animal feels no pain and can continue to grow normally. Every movement, every breath is carefully monitored because in this industry, humanity is not just a standard, it is the foundation of trust. After harvesting, the young antlers are frozen within minutes to preserve their biological structure and rare active compounds. From there, they are transported to processing facilities, where they are extracted, dried, ground into powder, or refined into pharmaceuticals before being exported to Asian markets such as South Korea, Japan, and China. With an economic value many times higher than meat, deer velvet has become the heart of the regenerative biology industry, where ethics and profit coexist on a razor's edge. Yet the story does not end there. Beyond the prized antlers, every other part of the deer is utilized, from meat and skin to bones and organs, forming a closed-loop production model that leaves nothing wasted. This is the next stage of the journey, where respect for the creature is transformed into a complete circular economy. When the golden moment comes to an end and the precious antlers enter the intricate processing chain, the journey of the deer does not stop there. In the philosophy of modern deer farming, no life is wasted, and every part of the animal holds its own value. After the antlers are harvested, the rest of the deer continues to play a role in a circular economy, where nature and industry once again intertwine to create new forms of value. Venison is regarded as the premium source of protein for the 21st century. Rich in iron, low in fat and cholesterol, and completely free from artificial growth hormones, it is gradually becoming a symbol of sustainable cuisine in the United States and Europe. The meat is processed under the strict standards of the USDA and the European Union, ensuring animal welfare from slaughter to preservation. Each cut of venison represents not only culinary sophistication, but also humanity's commitment to compassion, where economic value is not born from cruelty, but from respect for life. What's truly remarkable is that no part of the deer goes to waste. Its smooth hide is processed into premium leather, featured in luxury fashion brands. The bones and tendons are extracted for collagen, the golden ingredient of the cosmetics and pharmaceutical industries. Even the blood and internal organs, once considered mere waste, are now recycled into organic fertilizer and supplementary feed, helping to nourish the very pastures where the herds graze. All of this forms a closed loop, a zero-waste ecosystem where every drop of sweat and every breath shared between humans and nature is meaningfully returned. Yet beneath this seemingly perfect picture lies an unanswered question. Is the growth of this regenerative biology industry truly as sustainable and humane as it appears to be? From a closed-loop model built on humane principles, the deer farming industry now stands at a new crossroads, where profit and ethics walk side by side amid endless debate. For as the industry grows stronger, humanity is forced to confront a difficult question. Are we preserving nature, or are we controlling it? The deer farming industry stands between two extremes. Supporters view it as a model of sustainable agriculture, one that helps conserve wild deer populations and provides green livelihoods for thousands of farmers. Critics, however, worry that excessive exploitation could drive humanity to interfere too deeply with nature's balance. The only solution lies in standardized procedures, strict veterinary oversight, and complete transparency, ensuring that every product is not merely a commodity, but a fusion of ethics, knowledge, and respect for life. And perhaps this very industry has proven that profit and compassion can indeed be reborn together, just like the antlers of the deer themselves. Leaving behind the luxurious world woven from python skin and fat, our journey takes us deep into what locals call the Python City, a place where technology and biology blend into a strange symphony between man and nature. In the heart of Texas, vast farms stretch endlessly like metallic labyrinths. Inside, tens of thousands of pythons live within their own bio-apartments, each enclosure a miniature planet programmed with precision. 31st August temperature, 70% humidity, and lighting that mimics sunrise and sunset. Here, nature is no longer wild. It is recreated, coded, measured, and engineered by human hands. Amid the eerie, almost frozen silence, workers in protective suits move softly, as if stepping through a laboratory. They measure, record, mist the air, feed the pythons. Every motion slow, deliberate, precise, like a silent dance between biology and technology. There are no more hisses, no whispers of wind through the forest, only the steady pulse of machinery and the cold, observant gaze of those who now command life itself. This is not merely agriculture. It is the art of controlling life itself, a world where data replaces instinct, and every creature becomes a link in a perfectly engineered value chain. Python City isn't just a reptile farm. It stands as a symbol of an era where humanity has learned to master nature through technology, transforming jungles into laboratories and turning wild creatures into icons of luxury, calculated down to their very last breath. From the python cities that operate like colossal biological machines, our journey moves deeper into the heart of reproduction, a place where humans not only nurture, but fully command the life cycle of the python. Here, everything begins with the eggs, small, fragile, yet holding the power of millions of years of evolution. In the farms of Texas, that ancient instinct has now been replaced by technology. After each breeding season, thousands of eggs are collected and placed into artificial incubation chambers, where the temperature is kept steady between 30 and 30 degrees, humidity is precisely controlled, and not even the slightest fluctuation is allowed. The incubators run 24/7, replicating the conditions of nature with scientific precision. For 60 to 70 days, life is nurtured in silence, beneath the cold, white glow of technology. Then one day, the shells begin to crack. Through tiny fractures, newborn pythons start to stir, revealing a moment both sacred and unsettling, the instant when humanity truly claims the power of nature's creation. Here, technology doesn't just assist life, it shapes it, controls it, and even replaces natural instinct. The life cycle, once a symbol of freedom and wild vitality, is now rebuilt according to schedules, temperatures, and data charts. This is no longer about raising pythons. It is about cultivating life within an artificial framework where nature itself becomes a product and perfection is crafted by human hands. From the moment the young pythons break through their shells and writhe beneath the cold light of the incubator, their artificial life cycle officially begins. In the wild, hatchlings would face hunger, predators, and the brutal test of survival. But in the Texas farms, every risk has been engineered out. Instead, each python enters a carefully programmed phase, the growth stage, where every single gram of body weight carries a calculated economic value. For 12 to 18 months, the pythons are cared for like specimens in a laboratory. Their diet is precisely measured, never more, never less, adjusted meticulously for each stage of development. A network of sensors constantly monitors temperature, humidity, even the frequency of shedding, because each shed marks a milestone of growth and, more importantly, determines the quality of their commercial skin. In this controlled environment, scientific care replaces natural instinct. Automated misting systems simulate the humidity of tropical forests, helping the pythons shed their skin smoothly, preventing scratches and preserving a flawless, glossy finish. At regular intervals, workers bathe, clean, and inspect each individual, a routine repeated with near-mechanical precision. Every sheet of skin, every scale, is raised to meet exacting standards, like artwork sculpted from patience and technology. The growing phase is no longer a biological journey. It has become an experiment in absolute control. Each python is not merely a living creature, but an optimized product designed for the luxury market. In this world, growth is translated into data, and life itself is standardized like a flawless production line. It is here that the boundary between agriculture and industry, between nurturing and exploitation, blurs into something both mesmerizing and unsettling. When the growing phase ends, the pythons reach their ideal weight, between 20 and 30 kilograms. Their bodies tightly coiled, their skin taut and gleaming, scales shimmering in a mosaic of gold, brown, and emerald hues. In the world of Texas farms, this isn't just the mark of maturity. It is the moment of harvest, when biology is transformed into commercial value. From this point onward, their journey enters an entirely new chapter, the processing stage where nature is reborn in the image of luxury. Each day, between 50 and 200 pythons are carefully selected and taken to the slaughter area. Everything unfolds in silence, with a precision that chills the air. The workers, often veterans from families who have practiced this craft for generations, perform each motion by hand, swift, decisive, and masterful. Means efficiency, cleanliness, and the minimization of pain, an ethics redefined by technique. The skins are then washed, stretched, and left to dry under natural sunlight for 3 to 4 weeks. Beneath the Texas sun, moisture slowly evaporates, leaving behind shimmering sheets of leather, their scales reflecting a tamed version of wild beauty. Next, the hides are moved into the tanning rooms, where plant extracts, organic chemicals. From here, the once raw hides are reborn as premium materials, appearing on the procurement lists of the world's top fashion houses: Gucci, Hermes, Prada. A single finished skin can sell for anywhere between $200 and $2,500. Yet once it reaches the artisan workshops of Italy or France, it can be transformed into a handbag worth over $200,000, a coveted luxury trophy for the global elite. But the journey doesn't end there. The python's fat, seemingly worthless, is delicately distilled into collagen-rich oil, a prized ingredient in high-end cosmetics. The meat is crafted into luxury dishes served in specialty restaurants, while the bones are ground into nutritional supplements for livestock. Every part is used, not a single gram wasted, as if even death itself must contribute to the cycle of profits. Within this closed production loop, nature is remade, more beautiful, more refined, and infinitely more valuable. Yet beneath the glittering allure of $1,000 handbags lies a quiet, unanswered question. Have we truly mastered nature, or merely redefined it in the way that best serves ourselves? As the skins are packed for export, the fat refined into oil, and the strands of python meat plated in fine dining halls, it seems the journey of this reptile has come to an end. But in truth, this is where the story begins to deepen. where the glitter of profit illuminates questions far harder to answer. In a world where everything can be replicated and commercialized, python farming stands as a symbol of the tension between ethics and economics. Humanity takes pride in reducing the hunting of wild pythons, creating what is called a more sustainable supply chain. But is it truly humane to breed, kill, and harvest millions of living beings in the name of fashion? When nature itself is redefined as a product, are we protecting it or peeling it away layer by layer, scale by scale, to satisfy our own craving for luxury? The film closes not with an answer, but with a question that lingers in the viewer's mind. Would you choose to eat the python or wear its skin upon your shoulder? Because sometimes the line between beauty and cruelty is thinner than a layer of skin. Long before humankind discovered steel or fire, the crocodile had already existed, silent, resilient, and nearly unchanged through millions of years of evolution. In our eyes, it is the ultimate survivor, a living relic from the age of dinosaurs, armed with a bite exceeding 3,000 psi, powerful enough to crush the skull of a buffalo in an instant. This creature once symbolized primal fear, the kind that made humans tremble even while standing at the top of the food chain. Each year, more than 3,000 attacks, nearly 1,000 deaths, and countless chilling stories spread across the globe. Yet, as Charles Darwin once wrote, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change." And it is precisely this ability to adapt that has allowed the crocodile not only to endure, but to enter an entirely new era. Today, the paradox begins to reveal itself. The very creature that once inspired our deepest fear has now become a source of luxury. Hidden behind the image of a cold-blooded killer lies an industry worth over $2.54 billion, where every gleaming piece of leather is transformed into a symbol of power and prestige. Once, humans hunted crocodiles to survive. Now, we raise them to grow rich. From wild swamps to fashion runways, the crocodile's journey tells not only the story of evolution, but also reflects the desires and contradictions of humankind itself. There was a time when humans saw crocodiles as enemies. After World War II, gunfire echoed across the southern swamps of the United States. Thousands of crocodiles were hunted down for their skin, their teeth, and the so-called glory of the hunter. Their populations plummeted so drastically that by the 1960s, many species stood on the brink of extinction. Humanity once again believed it had triumphed over nature. Nothing can exist apart from the ecosystem it belongs to. When the crocodiles disappeared, the swamps began to die with them. It was at that moment that a strange turning point occurred. Governments, conservationists, and businesses came together to create a model known as conservation through commercialization. Crocodile farms emerged, not to destroy, but to breed, manage, and harness their value in a more sustainable way. Farming replaced hunting, allowing wild populations to recover while giving rise to a highly profitable new industry. The crocodile, once a symbol of fear, had now become a symbol of survival, a delicate balance between humanity and nature. But every story of resurrection begins with a single, fragile spark of life. And to truly understand how this machine of survival is created, from egg, light, and artificial warmth, we must step into the very heart of the process, the journey from egg to hatchling, where life itself is programmed by temperature and time.
Last time we took about a minute or two.
Amid the still waters of the American South, where sunlight glimmers off the swamps like polished steel, new life begins once more. After years of being hunted, the crocodile is reborn, not in the wild, but within enclosed incubation facilities, cold yet calibrated with precision down to each degree of humidity. It is as if humankind has learned to rewrite the very laws of nature's evolution. Each breeding season, a mother crocodile lays between 20 and 80 eggs. In the wild, most of them would be lost to floods, predators, or simply the cruelty of chance. But inside artificial incubation rooms, every element is calculated with precision. Temperature is not just a condition for survival. It is the switch of destiny. Below 30 degrees Celsius, the eggs hatch into females. Above 34 degrees Celsius, they become males. Humans now control gender, birth rates, and even the size of entire populations, all through buttons and charts. The hatching rate reaches 85 to 90%, a figure far beyond what nature alone could achieve, a testament to human technology and the ambition to control. When the first hatchlings cry out, there are no swamps in sight. Only the glow of neon lights reflecting off their soft, delicate skin, the very surface that will determine their value in the future. And from that moment on, the crocodile's industrial life cycle begins, entering the rearing phase, where wild instinct is replaced by routine, and life itself is managed like a finely tuned production line. When the young crocodiles emerge from their incubation trays, they do not step into the wild, but into a meticulously engineered world where every drop of water, every light bulb, every sound is programmed to optimize growth. From the moment they hatch, their fate is already written: to grow within enclosed spaces, to eat, to sleep, and to wait for the day they reach commercial length. Crocodile farms in the United States operate like perfectly tuned biological machines. Within just 2 to 3 years, the animals are raised in sterilized enclosures and artificial ponds, monitored constantly by sensors tracking temperature, light, and humidity. Every meal is carefully calculated, rich enough to promote fast growth, but controlled to prevent the slightest skin cracking, the most valuable asset of the species. Workers clean the pens daily, ensuring the water never grows too murky, for even a single scratch on the skin can diminish its value by thousands of dollars. And when the crocodiles reach the ideal size, the slaughter process begins. There are no roars, no chaos. Everything unfolds in silence. The farms call it stress-free processing, a method designed to minimize tension, partly for ethical reasons, but mostly to preserve the quality of the hide. In this industry, every detail is measured in profit. The skin goes to luxury fashion, the meat to fine dining, the fat is refined for cosmetics, while the bones and teeth become jewelry or display pieces. And within these cold, sterile factories, the true price of luxury is revealed, the life of a species that once ruled the wild. From here, the journey of crocodile skin takes a turn into another world, the world of fashion, where each hide from the swamps is reborn as a symbol of human power and desire. When the final hides leave the tanning workshops, the crocodile's industrial journey enters another world. One far more dazzling, yet filled with contradiction. In the artisanal ateliers of France and Italy, each piece of leather is meticulously selected, dyed, sanded, and hand-polished. Every scale, every vein is treated like a living work of art. These perfected hides are then sent to the world's most prestigious fashion houses, Hermès, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, where even the slightest imperfection can lead to rejection. A single flawless hide can become a handbag worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, the ultimate symbol of luxury, craftsmanship, and power. Yet behind those dazzling lights lies an unanswered question. Is something sacred lost when the beauty of nature is tamed into a symbol of consumption? As writer Oscar Wilde once observed, nowadays people know the price of everything and the value of nothing. Humanity, it seems, is paying the price for its own obsession with perfection. From here, the story reaches its final chapter, where ethical questions begin to echo, compelling us to reflect on the fragile relationship between luxury, life, and human conscience. From the gleaming crocodile skins on fashion runways, the lights slowly fade, leaving behind a question still unanswered. Behind the flawless beauty of an Hermès bag lies the price of life itself, a truth humanity rarely wishes to face. Can breeding and killing crocodiles for fashion ever be called sustainable or humane? Is such opulence worth the cost of an animal's existence? As the world turns toward ecological ethics, this story forces us to look inward. Whether we buy, boycott, or simply observe, we are all part of it.